Hello everyone. Frankenstein and Knight are going to be taking on this stream. This is game 2, team without Suvo versus Portal Esports.
Yeah,
So this is a
we're back.
best of three series of the finals. 1 point was earned by Portal Esports. So this is the second game. If Team Suvo manages to take another point, we're gonna go to game 3.
Yep.
So what do you think about this game? Like, what should they do, Team Suvo?
So with the Portal Esports, I've seen that they're better off with this poke, sort of looking for picks and taking advantage of the situation. So, but it looks like most of their picks, the Silas, the Iron, their power picks are being banned away.
Even the Avistar.
It's gonna be fun to see how they adapt.
So one mistake that we made, that all of the teams are not making against Team Suvo, is like banning the Cassiopeia and the Pike, because me personally, I was in the bot lane versus them. It was really hard to lane against a Cassiopeia and a Pike. And
also the ADC without Suvo, very good. So definitely have to watch out for the ADC player.
And they've seen the Rek'Sai performance in the previous games you have casted, and it was like impactful. So they have planned it out. So the first pick was Jace, and it was answered by Yorick.
Yorick
is a really strong pick in the top lane because of the Conqueror changes.
Yep.
And his split push potential. So so we do see a fresh game on Kranko. So this is definitely going to be fun to watch. As this is the first time he's allowed this champion.
Yeah. And so the Yorick very good into lane bullying these melee champions like Jace. But Jace could also win the matchup. Because obviously he's a range champion as well. And it should be fun to watch top lane.
I would like suggest Team Suvo to go for Morgana here rather than a Braum.
Yeah. Oh, is this Yasuo? Always a spicy pick.
So it's going to be a flex pick, Yasuo, if they choose to pick it, because you can work it. Like you can run it in the bot lane or mid. But considering Hammy of Portal Esports is really good on this Yasuo, we've seen this in the past. So I'm guessing it's gonna be a mid lane Yasuo.
Ooh, yes.
So Ashe has been taken away from Deft, so they're not gonna have the same pick potential they had last game.
Yes.
Because when they picked up Thresh, so they hinted the other team that they're gonna go for the pick comp. Once again. So Malzahar is still on the table if they are choosing for that.
Okay, and
Jarvan was taken away. Yep. This because of the support Jarvan we were talking about.
Yeah.
It didn't have much impact on that game except the few ultimates, and the laning phase poke. So Karthus has been taken away.
It's also a very strong jungler as well, Jarvan, and Rammus being banned away.
Rammus definitely, according to Mobilytics, is a very strong champion in the jungle.
So, what do you think they're gonna go for on the side of Portal Esports? Because they've got that Yasuo. What sort of follow-up do you think they could go?
I would say it's really hard for me to predict what they're gonna pick at this point. They're looking for a 4-1 or 1-3-1 strategy to go ahead and pick Team Suvo while they are rotating.
Yep.
So I highly doubt it's gonna be an Udyr pick. I would say Zac would be a better choice, or Sejuani is open.
Yeah, that's true. Ooh, he's gonna lock in the Udyr pick. The new pick I've seen recently. To be very good early game.
I really don't know how well Ninja can perform on this Udyr. However, in my solo queue games, I've mostly lost with Udyr at this moment because you know the current state of the game is like power farming junglers don't really excel. So it's really up to the
This is an
strong
AD
junglers.
Yasuo.
Yeah, I highly doubt this pick, man. Udyr pick.
Yeah.
Syndra's fine. It's really for the burst damage onto the ADC and most of the squishy members of Team Suvo.
It's gonna be too hard for the Udyr to get onto the Ashe, for example, because of his auto attack slows, Lissandra for peel, and Brom obviously very good at peeling.
So if you're gonna ask me, Team Suvo has a better draft this game.
Yeah. Teams, yeah. Just the Lissandra passive is very impactful. Like you could be behind in levels of gold, and her passive would still do insane amount of damage late game.
You are right about that. I'll share a story of my flex game yesterday, and there was a 1 and 5 Lissandra who carried the whole game because of her passive only.
It's
yeah,
turnover.
Yep, you're right about that. So I'm like, Jay's pick is a bit weak against that Yorick, I believe. I don't have much information about top lane, but apart from that, the draft is better than Portal Esports at this point.
If Jay stays in his range form, I'm sure he can hold his lane. It's just when he tries to go in for an all-in with his hammer form, then there's a slight chance of him getting caught out, stuck in the Yorick cage, and then from there, conquer Yorick. There's a lot of damage.
So both the teams have high pick potential.
Yep.
If you see on the Team Suvo side, it's Lissandra, Ash Arrow, Lee Sin, Brom, and Jace just jumping around.
Yeah, and Hammy on this Yasuo pick, he's got 2 million mastery points on the champion.
So no, it's gonna be bot lane Yasuo.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
Yes, because
ADC Yasuo, yes.
Yep.
And Syndra mid lane.
It works well with Thresh, but since Alistar was banned, they had to go with Thresh. Otherwise, Alistar would be a better pick with Yasuo.
Yeah, definitely. You can deny the enemy ADC a lot of CS with that Yasuo wind wall, and he's got really good shove. He's a very annoying champion to play against.
Even in team fights, see if you see, because if you there's Jace on the side of Team Suvo, there's this Ashe throwing a lot of auto attacks.
Yep.
And he can block a lot of projectiles from Team Suvo. So yeah, that's an interesting pick.
Yeah, both teams going for that sort of like early game-ish spiking champions, where you have Yorick who's really good late at split pushing. And other than that, yeah, both teams mid-game should be fun to watch.
And just because we were talking about projectiles, they also have a Braum on Team Suvo that can block a lot of things.
Yeah, definitely. The Udyr is gonna have a very hard time trying to get to anyone on their team while Braum's around. Okay.
So from what I can see, they're gonna go for the 1-3-1 play style. Portal Esports. They're gonna throw Yorick on the side lane and Udyr on the side lane, I believe.
Yep. Yeah.
Whereas there's 2 TPs on Team Suvo's side. They're gonna go for 1-3-1 as well. So let's see who plays it better than the other one. They have similar comps at this point. Nothing too fancy. Just the Udyr pick.
Yeah. I can't wrap my head around why you'd pick Udyr in this situation.
Exactly.
Maybe
that's what I was thinking. And yeah, I cannot comment much on how good this can be or how bad it can be. But again, I'm gonna support the draft of Team Suvo. Definitely.
And they've got double TP on the side of Suvo. Whereas they're going cleanse TP with their mid and top laners.
So if you're Team Suvo and you want to execute this draft perfectly, what do you think Knight they should do?
So in my opinion, they've got no like shortage of CC. They just need to fight where they have an advantage. They've got Lissandra. Look to pick someone off, and once you pick someone off with Lissandra, the fight sort of turns into like a 6v4. Because you have that passive, you have Ashe out to catch people out. Lee Sin's very good early game for picks. And yeah, just look to close out the game early, deny them vision, and the classic textbook plays that they normally do.
Right. It'll be really interesting to watch how Deal plays this while Team Suvo are executing their draft.
Yeah. So the classic question we always ask, what do you think is happening at level 1?
Level 1.
Yes.
So we have a Morgana and a Thresh. So...
No Morgana.
Oh, yeah, Braum and a Thresh. I would say Portal Esports can invade at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, both supports.
But Team Suvo's draft is very well designed to stop that from happening.
Yep.
Yeah, because Braum, if Braum lands their passive on at least 2 people, they're mostly dead. But there is no ignite on Team Suvo's side, so I highly doubt there'll be any kill. So instead of a fight or an invade, there's a pause coming in.
Yeah, I was waiting for the pause.
So what I noticed in the last game, see the push, the pixel bush on the top side. A lot of people used to camp there, but Team Suvo just went and tried to hook, like to land a blind hook on that bush, and teams are reading that very well, and they're like not making the mistake.
Yeah, true. People always look to catch someone out by the pixel bush in the top side. So it's a cheese strat that you can use.
So from what I see, they're just gonna fan out and not look for an invade. However, they're gonna land the wards in the river just to get the jungle information.
Yeah, and we're heading back into the game now. Classic fanning out.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
So last game, DS Shadow started with a pink ward.
Yeah.
And there were no pots for his laning phase, but he didn't do that in this game.
Yeah, still a lot of pressure in this game too as well. It could end here or it could be the comeback.
Last game they had a counter pick in the mid lane, and he played it really well against that well-known mid laner.
Yes, that's true. Okay.
Early poke coming in from Hammy.
Yep.
I don't see a lot of people spamming the level 6, level 7 emotes in these games.
No,
it's really fun to watch.
Yeah, that's I think that's considered BM.
As one of my friends used to put it out as, it's psychological war.
Oh yes,
where you show you have the bigger balls.
Yeah.
Nice clear by Ash there, pushing the wave onto the Franco and Deft.
This lane is going to be difficult for the Yasuo and Thresh because they're both melee champions, and once the hook's down, they won't really have any way in.
For some reason, I would say Thresh is a semi-melee champion.
Yeah.
Like, he has a bit of range there, but again, you can say he's a melee champion.
Yeah, true.
That's nice poke coming in on to the Yasuo Kazama.
Yep.
Early trap being contested by both the junglers. Hammy moves first.
Ooh.
Decent flashes.
Flash
Safety comes back in.
Going back in.
It's gonna be 1v1 for both the mid laners and the junglers. Yorick.
Jace has made it.
Yorick is still in the lane. Whereas Karaklonda joins the fight.
Yes.
And Nadir is just running around. That's what he does
Making
best.
a run for it.
That's what Udis do. They just run around the map.
Yes.
It just depends. If they're stronger, they are chasing the enemy.
Still running. But he could kill this Lee Sin here. Nope.
No, it's gonna be a kill for Jace. That's what I think. Oh, he flashes out to safety.
Oh, yes.
So I don't know how strong the Udyr pick is, but it's surely annoying at the moment for Team Suvo.
Yeah. That's something to look out for. Like that's the difference between a good player and a bad player. Where he, in that situation, he could have tried to flash the Lee Sin, but no, he used it to save himself. This is definitely the right play.
Definitely. But he was forced to recall at this point without taking the red buff, since he's too low for that. The Q was blocked by the wind wall, and it's gonna be a 2 versus 2. Both the exhausts and death sentence connect. It's gonna be a kill on Ash if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
As first blood goes to death.
coming in.
TP being channeled by Jace. A mana-less Jace is not gonna do much at this point. So this is a TP wasted. This gives a chance. Another death sentence connects on the Braum. It's gonna be another kill. This is another TP being channeled. They're like, we're gonna go 1 by 1 and we're gonna try our luck.
They do not want any breathing room for these guys. Oh,
nice route there by Lissandra while he was taking the lantern.
That was very
that really works.
Yep.
Exactly, that really works for Deft being the melee champion and having early disadvantage in this matchup.
Yep.
Both the TPs were burned. This is a huge loss at this point for Team Suvo. Yep. Look at the waves, they're gonna miss.
Yeah, Hamid set up the wave to push towards him, so that denied Lissandra a lot of CS and experience.
He's a very calm and contained player. He knows what's right and wrong for him and his team.
Yeah.
But again, he had no TP to follow off, so.
The Yorick proxying now.
It's a bit of proxy. I was gonna say the same. But Udir was there to back him up.
Yep. Yeah,
34.
the double TP. That was
so just because of the TP, you have to look at the CS difference in the top lane. 34 to 16. And 31 to 21. That's not much in the mid lane.
Yeah.
Because one, it was a late TP, and second, he knew that it's not gonna work, so he just moved.
Yeah. And this is what Portal Esports needs. They need that early lead where they can just snowball with the champions. Like Yasuo 2 IM spike. Syndra does a lot of damage after her Ludens. Before her Ludens even, okay.
So, Bunty is paying for his mistake for that TP.
Yeah.
The cannon minion being denied by the wind wall.
Yeah.
And you can see the aggression from Syndra's side. And it was a 1 versus 1 kill. Goes to Hammy, flashes out to safety, misses. Lee Sin misses the Q.
Unlucky. Jace is also moving down to try and help.
He's here just to pick up the farm that Sandra's gonna miss, and that works out. But I wanna discuss that what Jace did.
Yep.
He had no mana, and his wave, the wave was pushing towards him, and he used his TP. So what do you think about that?
Yeah. So like, what I've heard on that is you should only like roam or TP, look to help your teammates if you have an advantage out of it. It's not usually the best to try and save your teammates. Like in that situation, their bot lane died. So like by him doing that, he's given up the advantage in his own lane, and now they already lost the advantage because they were bullied out of lane or Ash died. I remember. So now it's just not worth. Like you want to try and salvage the situation, see what's best for you, but that was a misplay and it cost them for it.
So if you notice what's happening here is Jace and Lissandra made a mistake. Lissandra was the one who paid for it. Jace was behind in CS, but he picked up the missed CS in the mid lane. So he's even now, but Lissandra is still behind and even has a death on her score.
Yeah, see here where Jace is in hammer form, he gets punished a lot, but he can do a lot of damage in range form to Yorick.
Definitely, the range advantage, yeah. So there's a 2-level disadvantage for Team Suvo in the mid lane.
Could be an all-in from Syndra once her electrocute comes back up. Lissandra could maybe survive if she gets all in time.
She has to use her ult very effectively in order to survive that. It's gonna be a dive from Yasuka Kazama, and Jace walks away.
He's gonna die to the aggro. Very well played by Yorick in the top lane.
He knew his champion's limitations, and he just walked back as soon as he knew that Jace was gonna die.
Yeah.
Like even I thought Jace survived that.
Yeah. No, that was insane damage.
It's gonna be another 1 versus 1, and Lee Sin uses ultimate perfectly to grab that dragon for Team Suvo.
Dodging the skill shots. on the Udyr.
That was a really nice E and followed by Yasuo's ult. Braum is gonna die to 3 men.
Yeah, they're playing their early game really well, and once it hits mid game, the Yorick and Udyr are gonna be pushing towers like crazy.
So, just moments ago, when Kranko threw the lantern,
yep,
I would flash and hook the Ashe.
Yep.
Like, I saw the opportunity. I don't know if he saw it.
True.
Lee Sin is playing really well against this Udyr.
Yeah.
Right. There's the flash. There's the box.
Yes. Oh, Ashe. Oh, the
nice
exhaust.
hook by Kranko, and it's a kill for Deft, who's on a killing spree at the moment.
Yes.
Lee Sin walks up to them. It's not gonna be enough for the kill. As
yeah.
a Yasuo with
They have a very dominant bot lane.
Definitely. After that double kill, it's dominant.
Yeah. Oh.
Nice.
Flashing for the lantern. A little bit over aggressive there.
Shut down.
Ooh. This could be a dead Syndra here. Yes. That was
and it was
no
a big
man on
shutdown
Syndra.
for 500 gold for Syndra.
Yeah. They're just trying to
So
get
it went to the
what they
Jace.
can out of a bad situation, yeah. And through all of this, Yorick is still farming up.
75 to 48 in the top lane. It's
Yeah.
really not nice if you're on the side of Team Suvo.
Yeah.
It's really not wise to fight or trade with Yorick while those little monsters are awake.
Yeah, so for the team without Suvo, I'd say they're gonna have to wait for their power spike, so like Ashe's ultimate, Braum ultimate, and then look to make a play over objective then. Now
It's interesting. It's interesting you mentioned that, because what are their power spikes? Because Lee Sin is a very early jungler.
Yep. Yeah, no, Lee Sin is a very early jungler, but with the Ashe, like, now she's behind, you'll see she's still useful with her ult.
Definitely,
and,
yes.
Yeah.
As
They
you
play it
saw,
smart. They can come
as you
back.
saw, the Jace and Lissandra were behind, but still they managed to kill Syndra and
Yep.
pick up a 500 bounty for Jace. So yes, things do work out if they play it right. So
Definitely.
as I said, they have a better draft. They just have to work their way around it. But the lead given to Yasuo is not really going in their favor.
Yeah.
He has the first item ready, and it's very annoying on Yasuo. He deals a lot of damage, and since the changes on static shiv, he's
Yeah.
really scary. And these junglers just want a 1v1 at all times. So Syndra was there to back him up, finishes Lee Sin off. It's gonna be
Lissandra
a fight,
not
Fox was
able.
thrown. Very nice lantern to save Yasuo from this Ashe arrow.
Yep.
But he is low, not gonna look for a fight.
It's all about that mid laners, who can roam first, and when Udyr and Lee Sin meet in the jungle, it was Syndra that came first and picked up the kill.
So if you notice, Syndra was always the one who walked first to their jungler. And this is what defines you as a mid laner. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
so when I used to play,
That's something that a lot of people don't know. As you said, like, you wanna always, as a mid laner,
that
you
was a
have
nice
access.
smite, like really impressive from
Yeah.
Dragoon.
Yes. Yeah, so you have access to like top lane and bot lane, so as a mid laner you always want to try and get your team ahead. And solo killing your laner, that's just like as a bonus.
Definitely in team games, yeah. But in solo you just look for the solo kills to get fed. And yeah, there are champions that can roam and get the lead in unfavorable matchups.
The CS lead is getting bigger and bigger in the bot lane, and the top lane is shortening the
Catching
CS
up.
lead. Yeah.
It is safe to say that
Blue team's
Lee
turret
Sin
has been
is doing
destroyed.
really well, or
Yeah.
matching this Udyr.
Yeah.
Would have been better if there was other pick than this Udyr. Like, I
Yeah.
still doubt it. Maybe they wanted to take the risk because they were ahead in the series.
Yeah.
It's a failed engage from Team Suvo.
Turret plating will soon
They've got to
fall.
go for these desperation plays now to try and get some way of getting back into the game.
But it's still better as a team because you are
Yeah.
trying to do things. Whereas I've seen teams where they fall behind and they stop doing anything. They play reactively, which is very
Yeah.
bad.
True, true,
You,
true.
you,
have
you gotta
to-
keep your head in and try to make those plays to come
Yeah.
back, or wait for the right time. Because
Yeah.
whenever I talk about comebacks, I always go back to that game SKT versus some team. They were 10,000 gold behind, and you know at that professional
Red
play at
team
professional
has
level,
slain the dragon.
Yeah,
you're 10k
It's hard to
behind, the
come
game
back.
is over. But
Yeah.
they managed to come back from the 10k lead with one fight. So it was amazing what SKT did in that game.
Oh, that Leeson kick hitting the Yorick. No, back out here. Oh, Yorick doing a lot of damage here.
Shut
It's
down.
his ultimate that healed him. This could be a kill onto the
This
Yorick.
is a nice
returning.
turn on Yorick.
Yeah.
Giving away the 450 shutdown.
could win
to
this fight.
Lissandra.
Ooh. Yeah, no, that was overstepped by Yorick and very well played by without Suvo to take advantage of that and grab the shutdown.
Definitely. And the Shelly goes to Udyr while his team was overextending.
Yeah. Herald being spawned top.
That's a very questionable Herald.
Yeah. How long is the timer for Herald? It could just be a case of running out, or
No, he just picked it up. Nah, there's no way.
True.
Yeah, there's no way that is.
They're
That is
sending
good.
Yorick top lane with Udyr as well. So they're going for a 2-2-1, 1-2-2. Yes.
There's only one explanation to that Herald. If they want to create a pressure on top
side.
and group mid or bot.
Yep.
So you can see that they're asking for assistance. Team 2 was grouping up top lane to counter this while Syndra pushes the mid lane. So
Yep.
yes, they have managed to seek attention on the top side while they make a play on the bot side on this
Rampage.
Jace. Who is gonna die.
Great tornado from Yasuo picking up the kill onto the Jace.
Right, so this
very
is what
hard
they were
to
trying to
do.
do.
Shut down.
1,000 gold
Oh, Ley
bounty
Lantern coming
goes
out.
to Dragoon.
That's really big for Lee Sin.
Right, so like that's what they were doing. They were like creating pressure on the top side while
Yep.
Deft and Franco makes plays on the
Play
bot
on
side.
bot.
Yeah.
Oh, that is really well. They got mid tower and top tower, and just gonna keep going in. That's Braum stuck inside the Yorick cage. Not much you can do there.
Sun lands on 2 people. The Ash arrow misses.
Oof. Syndra doing her job, creating a lot of mayhem.
That's what a fed mid laner does.
Yeah. Team without Suvo has the wave clear to defend the siege. They just, in my opinion, they need to scale a little. It's hard to say that they can come back, but it's always possible.
Well, nothing is impossible.
Yeah. And it's always fun to see a comeback story like the last game.
They've played really
Second.
well throughout the tournament, Team Suvo, and it's just a matter of who plays it better in the finals because they both are deserving because they
Yep.
made it to the finals.
It's a 10k gold lead at the moment, so like you said, SKT, if they can lose, then anyone can lose.
Exactly. No, SKT actually won. They were 10k behind.
Yeah, 10k behind.
Yeah. So yeah, nothing is impossible. And I do know that Ninja Way, Udyr,
Yep.
he's playing from Russia, so he has a lot of
Ping.
a very high ping. Yeah, he has a lot of ping issues.
Yep.
So that's another factor that can take part when they lose or when Cranko.
That's a lot of ultimates being used for Jace.
So when someone
It
is
is-
down, you just keep them down. You don't let them come back.
Yeah. True. lot of pressure from the Yorick in the bot lane.
And at the
A
pause,
summoner
this
has
gives me a chance to
disconnected.
go back to the comments and let's see.
Oh yes.
A summoner has disconnected. A summoner has reconnected. A summoner has disconnected.
Hi, Frankie-chan in the chat.
Here, come.
Is that Leah?
Yes, that Leprechaun.
Yes.
Right. So one of the guys was saying that you call Jace a melee champion. No, he's not a melee champion. He's
Oh,
saying that
no,
he
no.
deals less damage while in
Yeah,
the
no.
melee form.
I
While he
said,
can deal a lot of damage in the rage form. That's what he said.
Yeah. No.
That was a bit of
Earlier,
misunderstanding. Yep.
yeah, I said when Jace is in the, I said Yorick punishes melee champions, so when he's in his melee form, he'll get punished. Otherwise, on his range form, he can he can bully Yorick to an extent.
Right. I understood you, but the guy clearly
Aye.
didn't. So
Okay. All good. So, looking at the game now, 10k goal lead, and we're heading back in. Nice.
So 5 towers to 0. That's a huge lead. Syndra, nice kick on Syndra.
Yep.
And there's a shutdown on Ash.
Nice. That's
really
600
well played.
gold.
So we like coming back to that Lissandra passive thing.
Yeah.
They're using it really well to pick up those shutdowns.
Definitely, and like they're not giving them any breathing room. Like at this point, if you don't try and end, then
So they got 1,000 gold out of that last fight.
Yep.
And both the carries got it, and now even the top laner picked up 450 shutdown.
Yeah. Yorick tried to turn around for a second. I don't know why. Maybe he thought he could 1v3, but he paid the price.
He
for it
embraced
and
his
it
fate,
went down.
and
Yes.
he wanted to make something good out of it.
Yes.
That's gonna be a cloud drake for Team Suvo.
Blue team has slain the dragon.
Yeah.
So Baron is up in 30 seconds. This is basically the time when teams start to gain vision. So if you're on the red side, you look for vision on the blue side of blue side.
Yeah.
Blue jungle, yeah. And if you're on the blue side, you look for the vision behind the Baron, so you can easily make picks or see when they're gonna join.
True. Okay. Fly vision was in the jungle. Just trying to set up for Baron. This is a classic textbook play. Yep.
Yasuo has completed his first 2 items, and on top of that he has a QSS to get away with that strong CC that Team Suvo is equipped with. So it's a really scary Yasuo. If they
Could be a pick.
Right.
Ooh, not gonna happen.
If they picked up Thresh, they could turn it into Baron pressure or even Vision.
They sent Yasuo in the bot lane.
Yeah, that's what I was going to comment on. Yasuo is on the bot lane without any TP, and this could mean something for Team Suvo.
Yeah. Ash being just missing the ult.
Well, Ganja is trying his best to make a pick for his team. and I'll give him credit for that. Even when they were behind, he was trying to land the arrows.
Yeah.
That's another pick onto the Syndra. So Syndra's position is really questionable in this game.
Yep.
She's been picked quite a lot of times, like being the he's a very prestigious mid laner in Southeast Asia. So so that's like really disappointing when you see that positioning.
Yeah, it's an immobile champ with one like ability to get people off you, and if you get Lissandra ulted or Ashe ulted somewhere there, then it's just going to be a free kill. Something you want to try and avoid.
It hurts your team who's really ahead.
Yep.
Like when you don't have the Syndra, you cannot even do anything. You just shove the lanes and back off.
Yeah.
But the vision advantage still with Portal Esports, and TS Shadows looking forward to remove that.
They are very ahead right now. They should look to force. They have the 2 items on Yasuo, and I don't think the blue team can win a 5v5 against them. It's in favor of the blue side to look for picks.
That's what they're doing best, Team Suvo.
Yep.
They're looking for picks. They're not looking for the like committed 5v5 fights.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the best thing to go for when you are Team Suvo. Another arrow.
Oh, here it comes.
Franco, he flashes out to safety. If they followed, I believe they could have killed the Thresh, but Syndra and Nidhi were backing, like they were just going to join. It's another insect kick on the Yasuo, but but there was not enough follow-up damage, and Lee Sin is going to pay for that one.
This is a Guardian Angel. They've used a lot on the Lee Sin. Maybe Lissandra is going to try and save him? No, he's going to get caught up. Ult is off.
So the top lane difference and the lead that Yorick was able to get from the early game, he's using that now to split push and just not able to answer that. While Portal Esports, 3 members of Portal Esports are picking up the Baron.
Yeah, it's just the problem of no one can deal with this monster in the bot lane.
Exactly.
And he just runs down your base.
So they had to send 3 members down to defend the inhibitor, which is now down, and they also lose the Baron. So this is pretty much over now. But Team Suvo really played well, because the amount of picks they made on Syndra, Yasuo.
Yeah, and like with the really Jace pick, he falls off later on. He can
That's
like,
what I
team
was saying.
fight-wise.
That's what I was saying when I was commenting on their draft. Except the Jace pick, I'm really happy with the draft they have.
Yeah.
And if you think of it, Udyr didn't do much because
that's
Udyr. Like Lee Sin was able to provide more for his team compared to the Udyr.
It's all about that, where like if you have early game champs and you're not able to take what's yours early, then late game you're just gonna suffer for it, and it's gonna hurt you.
Definitely. So Yasuo is huge at the moment. He's looking forward for that Bloodthirster as the 3rd item.
Blue buff. Yeah, so Portal Esports have the tempo of this game. It's all about closing it out now without taking any risks.
They can siege very well because having those 2 Ocean Dragons with the mana and the HP regeneration. So classic Fnatic death push.
Yes, the death push feels like yesterday when we did ours.
Definitely. And it's gonna be an engage from Lissandra and out on Yasuo. And it's a dead Yasuo while Brom blocks the Syndra ultimate.
Very well played. Coming out ahead of that small skirmish.
Udyr is opening the gates on the top lane.
Yes.
They also have to defend the bot lane, which is having super minions onto the Nexus turrets. The mid lane turret falls. They do not have the ultimates to fight or pick someone.
They'll have to wait for the Thresh hook.
Yes, and their Portal Esports using their Baron power play really well. Not engaging, not committing to any fights, just pushing the waves, getting the inhibitors, towers.
Yep. Too hard to deal with this Yorick.
Interesting IG in there, Born Baba.
Oh yes. the Yorick. Someone mentioned in the comments the Johnny Sins of League.
Support Esports is looking to group on the top side while both the lanes push themselves.
And
it's gonna be really hard for Team Suvo.
Yep. Oof, Brom.
Like, I was expecting any hook from there. Shadow comes in. Syndrome has to flash out of that. He had cleanse. I don't know. If cleanse was a better choice.
Yeah, that's true. But maybe she could use it more aggressively. Her cleanse to go
forward. It's do or die now for Team Suvo at this point because the game is pretty much over for Team Suvo. They put up a great fight. Looks like we have our finalists, or we have our winners of this tournament, Self-Made Gaming. So Portal Esports are going to be the winners. They're going to take away the prize pool. Yes, well played to everyone who participated. Yep, definitely. Everyone who participated, thank you for coming. And the viewers, thank you for watching. Frankie signing out.